What's going on, blue chips? I'm going to start the stream off a little bit different this morning. Actually, so you guys don't think any funny business is going on here. Let's just get this over here. Alright, let's see. How are we all doing this morning? Everybody having a good morning?
Morning, this is Amanda. Hello.
Oops.
I'm good, how are you? Yes, we're all good. Thank you so much for that quick turnaround time. That was awesome. Oh no.
I think I just screwed that up.
Oh, I was saying no, it's totally fine.
I was trying to listen to her conversation. Here we go.
Okay. Was that the other type you were talking about? Yeah, I didn't have a count on it. The updated addendum actually said they weren't being used. Okay. Okay. Right. No, I appreciate everything you do for us. Truly.
Of course, they're on the wrong sides. Alright, we're getting somewhere.
Yep.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's great that you do understand how it all works, because a lot of people factors they won't, you know. So it's nice to have someone that understands.
So they're still on the wrong sides here.
Right.
Okay, what did I just do? Right, okay. Down. There we go.
Right. Yeah. No.
Alright, well, I definitely screwed that up. I knew I missed a move there somewhere. Well, hopefully I don't do this in my trading today. Oh, about 4.5 minutes there. A little frustrating. Let's see if I can go ahead and do this real quick, because now I'm going to be frustrated if I don't.
Yep, exactly.
So all it takes is one wrong move, and you're toast.
I will. Thank you so much. You too.
So everything was kind of lined up incorrectly there, which is what screwed us. Oh wow, actually lined up correctly that time. See if we can get it to work out. I think that's what I did last time. I forgot to make that last turn. That one right there. All right, we're getting there. And voila. All right. So we still got about 2 minutes. It actually only took 3 minutes to do it last saw. Where's the focus? Where the focus? Go power flows. Well, let's get to it. How we all doing, blue chips? Hopefully you guys are having a good morning here. Christian, what's up? Shin, how you doing? Dennis, Mr. Gifford, what's going on? So question, Tim, at what point will CMEG close your account? How low can you go? Guess that wasn't really a good how low can you go moment there. Let me move this up a little bit, down a little bit, up a little bit. I think, Mr. Gifford, Jeff, that's not cons, by the way. It goes to, you can trade under 500. I think it's, honestly, I don't know. Let me see if it says it here. Because I know anything under 500 is just basically like a cash account. But I think you need 500 to start the account. But I don't think they'll actually freeze the account until you get a little bit lower than that. Let's see if I can find, let's see, funds. So I don't see anything based off of the word funds here. Let me see if I can find where it talks about the margin. Yeah, I mean, it says what leverage is available to traders, and then it says available leverage is based on the account balance at the start of the trading day. And it says 500 or less, you get 1-to-1. So I don't really understand why they would have that if they didn't allow you to trade with less than 500. Obviously, you guys know I don't ever recommend trading with anything less than 3,000, 2,500 at the minimum, but I don't know. 350. Okay, so Kevin, thank you, Mr. Avery, for popping in there and letting me know. I honestly didn't know that. I don't know how Kevin knows that, but I appreciate the info. They freeze you at 500. Been there. And that's the thing, is I haven't quite been there. I was pretty close one time, but when I technically blew up my account, I was still at like 900 or something like that. There's the bell. A little piece of popcorn stuck in my teeth from earlier. Tim DeMar, appreciate that, Mr. Avery, the best looking day trading YouTuber out there. Wink. Good luck to everybody. Good morning, Gaines. Jeff, what's up, man? Thomas, how you doing? I saw you chime in there. Gonna be going right off the scanners today. I did not see anything worth looking at. Hopefully, you guys like that little Rubik's Cube action? Little hidden talent that I discovered that I have. Apparently, I can solve Rubik's Cubes. Got a little stuck. I know exactly where I messed up because I was trying to listen for the kids upstairs, and I was counting in my head, doing one of the algorithms, and didn't quite work out like I thought it was. And the problem is, once you mess up it, you can't really go backwards. I mean, you could try, but not knowing exactly which step that you did backwards or wrong, it's almost impossible. You're better off just starting over. As you can see, the second time it only took 3 minutes. It's pretty good. I remember the very first time it took me like 4 hours. That wasn't that long ago. What did we just have up there? SM? Here it is. This is one that we traded yesterday, right? Is this the one that stopped us out early? Yeah, it is. Through 4. See what it wants to do through the highs here. It's the high from yesterday, obviously. Like going into close, it looks like too. Did it double top? Yeah, pretty much double topped. Actually, it didn't even get to the highs at close before it dumped off just like it is now. So it did get through for a split second there, but I didn't even see that happen. I thought it stayed under it. So really, definitely not like yesterday where everything was just kind of popping off. RRC halted here. The reason everything's not popping off, I think, you know, one, it's Friday, but the SPY, look at the gap down we had here on the SPY. Pretty big gap down, about 5 points. So I would assume that has something to do with it. Gonna start taking a look at the other side here. Yeah, I saw this one pop up, but I knew we didn't have shorts. I actually did pull that one up a little bit earlier. And again, we traded our first penny stock yesterday, so we're not opposed to trading those if they do pop up. ZM trying to make a move here. Everything's going to look like this too, right? We're going to have to most likely look to possibly play a double top today. Because of the SPY gap down. A lot of things gapped right there alongside it. SM back up at the highs here. See if it can actually extend itself up through 450. Might be interested. The only other thing I had up was RRC, but it's halted. That thing kind of bounced off the bottom. Shot up there. Here we go. A couple things. I guess the SPY started moving up there. CENX. This is an interesting looking one. See if we can get this pop through 5 here on CENX. Volume is not that great on it. It's not horrible though. V-Ray. V-Ray, the range is not too great. The volume on this also is not that great. Here we go. Here's that pop we were looking for. A little bit of a spread here. 8-cent spread, 7-8 cent spread here on a $5 stock. It's kind of hard to mess with. Gonna keep it up while taking a look at everything else here that's kind of going. V-Ray, kind of the same thing. Really don't want to pay a spread here. There it goes. See if we can get this little bit more of a pop now that the bid came up. Ooh, wow. Look at that. Trying to halt. I'm gonna take a stab at this. If it doesn't want to halt, we might get a nice quick drop here. If it does halt, then it's going to be a little unfortunate. But remember, this is kind of that strategy we were talking about. And it does look like it's going to... Oh, not yet. Back up there. What we don't want to see is the halt price go up, right? It kind of jumped into it. We're kind of hoping to get that rejection, but it does look like it's going to halt. All right, it's halted. So we're going to put that on our bottom screen here for now. That XELA trying to do something again. Let's see. This S-Gen is about to halt a $156 stock. Look at this thing going absolutely nuts. Is the SPY going crazy right now? Like, no, not really. That could be in our favor if the SPY started tanking right after we halted, if it was trying to follow the SPY a little bit. Oops, that's the one we have up. Still haven't really seen too much else here. So the only way we can really get burned on a halt is if that thing like gaps up. But it would have to gap up a pretty decent amount. to really kind of screw us. So we'll see what happens. This S-Gen is nuts. I can't play that right now. Not while being in a halt. The spreads, and I mean, look at that $1.50 spread on the. That's crazy. That's a big boy stock. I'm not that big just yet. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. So kind of the same stocks popping up here. GNC is all the way down at 50 cents. That's crazy. Kind of just scrolling through, starting to realize I'm scrolling through a couple of the same stocks. Nothing really giving us a move like we want it, minus CENX. That was a nice pop there. We'll see what it does out of the open. Keep tabs here on the SPY. SPY's coming back down. So SIEN here making a decent move, trying to, I guess, kind of fill this little gap that it made yesterday. Not a huge fan of those types of plays. I don't like playing off the bottom. It is high day intraday, but it's got that big gap to fill from yesterday. This RRC is such low volume, but it's coming up to an interesting spot here. Let's switch back to CENX. I think we're about to unhalt. We shall see. As of right now, the imbalance is showing down here at 491. So we'll see what happens there. That would be pretty nice. Just kind of open up and be instantly done. But obviously the level 2 shows a little bit different. VXRT, nothing there. PEI. What was that one that we just had up? Obviously it isn't hitting the scanner anymore. PEI. Nope, that was the one we just pulled up. AKRX, that's a penny. What was it? Oh, SIEN. Nope, that's the one trying to fill the gap. I don't know. I don't remember which one it was. I guess we'll see if it pops back up on the scanner. Wasn't HPR, that was a penny too, yep. So I'm assuming we should open up here on CENX. I think it's been about 5 minutes. When did we get our order in? 35:02. So yeah, it should be, we got about 40 seconds. I guess I could have just looked at my order, so it'll probably be a little bit, now it's probably about 40 seconds. And to be completely honest, I don't know, even if it did open at 492, I don't know if my order will still be there. I mean, it should be. Like, I don't know. I've never actually been in a halt and had my orders kind of already in there, so we'll see what happens. Still scrolling through other charts here. One last look at the SPY. Yep, SPY's still going down, so hopefully that works in our favor. Should be opening up here shortly. Oh, and there, the imbalance is starting to climb. Oh, you see it? It opened at 504, 3 cents away from where we were. That's kind of a bummer. We'll see what happens here. I think we might get another flush back down. Here it comes. All we need is that 5 test. Part of me wants to go to break even here just because of what it did, but we'll let it go just for a second. I don't see this, the way that played, I don't see it just popping up. If anything, I kind of see it going lower than 5, but we'll leave it where it's supposed to be. All right, we're close enough now though that we will go to break even. I mean, we're a couple cents away. It would be very unfortunate if we get stopped here, but it's the plan. That's our strategy. We were pretty close there. It'd be like I said, it'd be unfortunate, but we'll move on. We had the right idea, so if it doesn't want to play out, which it's looking like we might get stopped here, that'd be pretty unfortunate. Pretty much top ticked it. I thought we got in at 23 at the halt price, but I guess we didn't. There we go, getting a little drop here. All we need is that 5 test. We should be good. Come on, come on. TZA, yeah, I saw that. I saw that up there. It double topped. I had it up on my other chart. Come on, CENX. I meant to add the 50% button. I got so busy with the kids yesterday, right after I got off with you guys. I barely even got my video out yesterday. But I do want to add a 50 or a 75 and 50% button for future. Not for here. Like I'd still like what I would be doing is I'd be putting that at 5. I'd be putting a new order for 75% at 501, but then for the remaining shares I could cover more. So it's looking like we might get stopped out here. It's going to be very frustrating. Taking a break-even trade. We were just a couple cents away there. But this does not seem to even want to test 5. It keeps trying. Here it goes again. Try one more time here. Look at just the whipsaw action of this. It's kind of weird. PARR. What do we got here? Ooh. I think we might have missed that move. That was a beauty. The spreads it's 20 cents right now. It's kind of a killer spread. Man, good for you, Jeff, if you got that. Over 1050. The CENX is just not it's just like in this range. It's like it's using our stop and our take profit, and it's just ranging in between it. Just need that 5 test. It didn't even test it. The lowest we got was 505, 504 right when we opened. It kind of sucked because you saw it creeping up. It was at 492, the imbalance, and it just kept creeping up, and then right as it opened, it was right at 504, and our order was sitting at 501. That's a little frustrating. Yeah, big one there on PARR. That thing, immediate resolution. Totally missed that one. Don't really see anything else going right now either. Very frustrating one here on CENX. It keeps using this 19. Let's just lower it to 20. That way we can at least pay the commissions a little bit. Basically break even, but it kept stopping at 19 on the ask. It never got above it, so I'm assuming if it wants to break that area, that extra penny isn't going to matter. But hopefully we can just get this 5 test. All right, that's what we want. It keeps flirting with us. Definitely at lower volume, so kind of messing with that too. PARR actually headed right back up here. Not so sure I'd be interested in it at this point though. We just couldn't get that dump to 5. It keeps getting bought up. It gets under 510 and then just gets bought right back up. Can't get that full selling pressure. And now we got VWAP kind of coming up. That PARR got rejected again there. That 504, 505 area. Need to try to get, if we can get through that, obviously we're most likely going to get filled at 5. But it's struggling to get there. There it is, 505 again. See if we can just get that little bit of a push. Get down there and test VWAP. That's all we need. The whole dollar test, the VWAP test, everything. That's all we need. There it is, 504. One more little push. There we go, 502. Come on, come on, come on. That's all we need. Just a little bit more. A little bit more. I don't like how the ask is climbing, though. 1 cent away here. Unfortunately, not on the ask, though. Technically, we're 6 cents away now. There goes the bid climbing back up a little. Just need that one more little push down towards 5. Part of me saying don't battle this, just take it. But there we go. We're on the bid. We're all right there. Look at that. There's like nothing on the ask. Just need that little bit of a push. Yeah. All right, guys. I'm going to take it there. That's so frustrating. I hate being on the bid like that. And sure, my emotions give me, but it's like, am I really going to fight it? I should have took it when it was 1 cent away. Little frustrated there. But I don't know, the way it's trading, I'll just take it and move on. I obviously didn't follow my rules and let it kind of complete itself, but I was not going to let that go all the way back to break even. Definitely sucks because we don't get the full 1R, and taking profits early like that, it's going to throw off your results in the long run. But just the way it felt, it just did not seem to want to give it to us. And of course, as I say that, I have it up on my bottom chart. It actually went through 5 there, all the way down to 493 as we clicked off of it. So we would have got filled. So a little frustrating there. Ended up only with 16 instead of 20. So we took 4 cents. We didn't get 4 of our 20 cents. So a little frustrated. It just didn't seem to want to work out in our favor right there. It kept trying to get bought up at 5, plus you had the VWAP coming up there. It just felt like it might bounce. So a little annoyed at myself, but at the same time just a little annoyed that we couldn't get the fill right away. Image on Discord. Let's see what we got here. Talk about nailing the top there, marketing. Nice trade, man. Very nice trade. Really not too much else going on here. Well, that was actually my initial thought, Thomas, was to try to scale out, thinking it might go all the way back down to like 465, which, yeah, it's trying to now. But, again, I'm not going to be upset with it. It's Friday. Take a quick little stab and be happy, right? Start the month off the way that we are. I mean, I'm still looking for other trades. I didn't give up quite yet. It's only 950, but I mean, the market is not really giving us too much to look at. Christian low floats are not doing too well. Completely different from Wednesday. Yeah, it is a little bit different today. A lot of things were moving fairly well. Today, it's almost like nothing's moving. But, again, SPY gap down. SPY started dumping right pretty much after the open, about 5 minutes in. It's starting to try to climb back now.
That's great that that's what you want, but that's not how we asked for it, is it?
Don't forget to hit that like button, guys, if you're in here. I'm still waiting to get 35 viewers. Don't forget about the Friday night live stream tonight, the last little dose of the market before we head into the weekend. That starts at 10:30 Eastern. I totally agree with GDT. Speaking of GDT, he has to wait until Monday to start the month off green because he's not trading today. Sorry about that, GDT. I know it sucks. I was actually just telling David that I'm actually kind of excited for the weekend. Just with the kids being so hectic, I feel like I haven't even really been able to focus on trading and, you know, getting my videos out and stuff like that. So it's almost like I need a break from what I usually consider a break, which is trading, because trading has almost felt like work this week. Just trying to do it at the same time as taking care of the kids, and it's been a hassle. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to complain about a green trade, not at all. It's actually starting to come back up here since something else is moving. Let's pull it back up. But pretty decent one there. I was pretty excited. I wasn't scared at all to get into a halt. So that was plus number one, right? Total. I didn't have any emotions jumping in. If anything, I was actually excited to get in that close to a halt, knowing that there is literally, if you really want to think about it, there's literally solid resistance there until that price moves up. Now, granted, if it's something that's like really moving and that price does move up, like say the new halt price moves up to like 541 or whatever it was, it could jump right there if it's that strong. You know, everyone's the imbalance of buyers versus sellers could be there. But at the same time, when you first hit that trade, there is a hard resistance there. It cannot go through that line. So you are in as close to the top as you can get. And to me, I like the probabilities there, because a lot of times you see it's about to halt and people realize that, so they just jump out. And a lot of times you'll get that big push back down, and that's what we're looking for. So that's how CENX happened. Nope, Wednesday even worse. Sorry, man. You and that secret, you know, you just have to stop taking these extra spy missions on that you apparently are taking on all the time, and you wouldn't you could get the trade more. I love GDT's cover. He's a spy, but he puts himself out there on YouTube, because who in their right mind would think that a spy would just put his face and name and all that good stuff out there for you to know, right? I mean, we all know his real name isn't Justin. So, I mean, just putting two and two together. I'm just waiting for him to show up at my house one day. Like, you know how you walk in the house and it's all dark, you flip the lights on, and he's just sitting there in the corner in the chair. And he's just looking at me like, we need to talk. And I'm just going to be like, I watched too many movies. Me and the wife just finished Ozark season 1. Well, she did. I'm all caught up, but I like that show so much. I told her I'd rewatch it just so that she could get into it. TZA, that was one that oh, it's actually moving back towards high day. Nice. All right, let's keep an eye on it. It is there on the scanner, very low though. See what it does here through 37. I don't really see any key levels until up here around almost 40. And as you can see, the line I just drew isn't even on the chart, so might be a little careful here. Let's see if it wants to give us a nice big extended move here though. So we're looking at this 39.75 area. We're through that. See if we can get through 37. That's why I'm just saying we're using this 36.75 area. What did you just say, marketing? You drink this balls and you have balls to enter the trade is going to halt in against you. I'm so confused what that means. So we did not get this extension that we were looking for, right? We're looking for the extension away from this 36.77 area. We didn't get very far. We only got the 37.
Is that the car that he had? Yeah, then we have to share cars. Look, he's got 4 cars over here.
CODX making a decent move. I don't have any shares there though.
He's got plenty of cars stamping.
Yeah, I agree, Thomas. This would have shot through 37 and extended up towards 37.50. I would have been in this trade, but as you can see, this isn't exactly what we were looking for. Brian, eyeballing Codex 1320 would be nice. Like I had said, I had pulled that one right up off the scanner. Looks nice. Little bit of pre-market resistance that it's going through now. but this chart looks nice. Nice little pop through that yesterday's high. Scroll out here, you can see yesterday's high is sitting there. Pop up to 13 would have been what I was looking for. CEQP off the bottom. That was off the other scanner. That would have been a good one, Jeff. See Jeff a little upset about it. Why do you use CMEG to avoid PDT, or because you prefer it over other brokers? I use CMEG to avoid PDT because there is no other way to avoid PDT. Question mark. I mean, I do like them as a broker. I actually, before SureTrader closed down, I was with them to start. And then I went back, or I actually went to Interactive Brokers to be on PDT rule and tried swing trading. That didn't work out. So I went back to SureTrader. But this was before I even knew who CMEG was. So then CMEG, I went to them after I realized, I was like, I'm paying $4.95 a trade. CMEG's offering $2.95 a trade for the same exact thing. Platform fees were the same. So I was like, okay, this makes no sense. So platform fees were a little bit more with CMEG, because CMEG, they incorporate the data fees into the platform fee, where SureTrader, you could pick your data fees depending on your needs. So I was actually only paying like $50 a month over at SureTrader, where here I was paying $150. But it only took 50 trades to make that up. 50 tickets, so that's only 25 in and out trades, and I was scaling in and out, so I was more than covering that, and it just made complete sense. You know, you're making $2 every trade on CMEG versus SureTrader, but now the SureTrader is not even a thing. CMEG has made a decent name for itself, and I mean, I've had no issues with them, and any issues that I have had, just minor ones. One was just kind of a fluke where I entered a trade and it halted, and it didn't open up until after hours, it was a half-day trading day. So it was actually only 2 o'clock, but it opened up, which was technically after hours at that point, where they lost access to the market, and I was still in the trade where I would have gotten out of the trade, but they ended up honoring where I tried to put in my orders. So that was really the only major issue I had with them, and they took care of it. So I've withdrew from them several times, 3 times to be exact, and I've never had an issue. And to be completely honest, I've been getting better customer service from them than I have been Interactive Brokers. I've been trying to open up a second account at Interactive Brokers just to have more shares available for other stocks and just trade under PDT there. And I still haven't had my account opened. And I started that on April 8th. So, and I'm just reopening an account. I already had an account with them. So it was literally just like changing my address. And I don't remember what else I had to update, but I did all that on the 8th, and I still do not have an account with them back open. So a little frustrated there. But no, yeah, CMEG is just a good broker. I haven't had any issues. Man, look at Codex. This would have been a good one. I would have been looking for this through 13 here, which is what we would have been looking for anyways. But Degnus, if you have any more, yeah, that's the other thing too. Wait, what's not for U.S. citizens? Because that's the other thing. The reason CMEG isn't that popular is because they legally cannot market to you if you live in the United States. So that's one of their big issues. Is it's not that they're not a good broker. It's just that it's their law. They legally can't market to U.S. citizens. So in a way, I guess they kind of use people like me to do the marketing for them, but I don't really go out of my way to market them. I have made reviews and stuff like that, but I don't make biased reviews. If you get to know me here on the channel, you'll know that everything I say is very truthful, very transparent. It's kind of what I base the channel around, is knowing that you can come here and watch me knowing that you're always going to hear the truth. So I'm just telling you how it is. And I am affiliated with them, but the reason I even started that affiliation in the first place was because if you don't have an affiliate code, it's $3.95. So if people come to me and they want to ask questions and stuff like that, and they want to help support the channel, I can also get them $2.95 trades versus the $3.95 if you were to just sign up. So instead of me just making a video talking about CMEG and why I use them and why you should probably use them if you're just starting out, you only got like 3,000, you can't avoid the PDT rule, then why not try to help you out and, maybe get some support for the channel at the same time? And, 295 trades. And trust me, what I get out of that is very, very minor, but it's a way to help support the channel. And you also get $1 less per ticket. So that's my way of looking at it, right? Help each other, help each other. MIST making a move here.
Brandon, did you even look? Because it's right here. It's right in front of you.
Come on, I want this 370 pop.
Here.
There we go.
Is it good in the water? Is it good all soaked up with water?
380 would have been perfect. Let's go. Might shortchange myself here. This one's going to suck, I think. I think we might be early on this one. I should have been more patient. I wanted the 380 pop to get in here, but it started to feel a little toppy. It still feels a little toppy, but got a feeling we might get a little bit more of a squeeze out of this one. And I'm going to be just south of 4, which is going to frustrate me a little. I just wanted to get my take profit up over 350, but we're right at it. I don't like how it's holding up here. That's why I said I think we might have been early. Yeah, it feels like it might get a little bit more of a squeeze here. Oh, got to drop down through 70. Ooh, look at that. There we go. See if we can get down there and test 350. If we get real close here and we don't get it, we might take 75% and try to scale out. But if it wants to go down there and test 350 and try to fill us, then beauty. There we go. We're pretty close. 53. I think we might just leave it. I don't like that it kept getting spready there. I am going to move we're going to move this down though, because we got close enough. So if it wants to pop back up, it'll be a little unfortunate. Probably should have tried to scale out a little bit there. That's why I wanted over 80, because it felt like the way it grinded up to 50 like that, we weren't going to just get that 50 test right away. So it's looking like we might get stopped here. A little bit too big of a pop. Oh, coming back down. So just following the strategy right now. Our emotions almost got us. We almost took some off, which as of right now it would have been in our favor, but we'll see if it does come back down here. Maybe it'll work out in our favor that we didn't do it, but it's not looking great at the moment. It's looking like we're going to get stopped out break even. I was going to say, if 65 disappears there, we might get a little push down. Yeah, bought right back up, though. Not looking good. Looking like we're going to get stopped out here the way it's getting held up. We did get that big drop. We probably should have tried to scale out there. Just the way it felt. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we got stopped out break even. A little frustrating. We'll see what it wants to do here if it goes high of day. Probably could have scaled out of that a little bit. Not much we can do. When it dropped pretty quick, but as you can see, we put the order in there to try to scale out 75. I don't know how I want to play those, but we'll figure it out. I'm still kind of watching how those happen. Like I would like to take 75% at where 1-to-1 would be and then try to scale out. I don't want to be taking 75% of my position early, because then that doesn't make sense. But here we go, broke high of day. Let's see if we can't get a nice little squeeze up here towards 4. Let's go. Let's get up through 4. Come on, squeezy, squeezy. Oh, I see the room that Mist has. It's definitely in like of a gap where that's why we're not looking to scale into this thing. We're just kind of playing it for what it is. Just a nice quick pop, looking for the quick retrace. Like I said, that's why I wanted 380 so we could be above that 350 area because I didn't think we'd get all the way back down to 350. Really want this 4 pop though. Because looking at the previous resistance now, oops, wrong button. We're sitting here at 377. So if we were to get in now looking for 20 cents, we'd have to go through that. And that's not what I'm looking for. That's why I wanted that 4 pop real quick. It's not looking like we're going to get it. At least not yet. I mean, it's holding up, right? The selling pressure is just not there. It's pretty much all buying pressure at the moment. Just need that one more push up through 4. It's trying. I think you need to take before take profit. Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, it's not what I want to do. Like I said, I've been keeping track on my charts, and I've been writing it down in the journal and stuff like that. So we'll have to see how often that happens. But every time I do get to my take profit, there we go, 4 test. If we can, there it is. Oh, it's actually going to halt. I don't know, this one feels a little different. See, if we would have hit it there at 416, see what happened if we would have got back to 396 that quick. This is what I'm talking about. See them quick sell-offs because people don't want to be in the halt? But this one kind of feels different the way it's being held up. I don't like it. Yeah, look, this one's probably going to halt. Oh, see the halt price went up, 427. See, now it could be different. But we are at the 75-cent spot now. But see how it's being held up. How can I tell if there has shares available to bar? See the S right here on the montage? If you click it, it'll tell you it's shortable. This looks like it's going to halt. Still not. People are still selling. Oh, there it goes. So it halted. So we're going to keep this up. This is probably going to be our last trade for the day because I got a lot of stuff to do to get ready. I got appointments with both kids this morning. Got to make sure we got everything ready. I'm also hungry. Let me catch back up here. Thanks for the feedback on CMEG. I'm thinking about getting into CMEG to avoid PDT2. Yeah, I've been with them for over a year now, Degness, and I've had no issues with them. So I got 5K, and I was thinking about joining and just aim for 2% a day because I work minimum wage at an ice cream place. Well, if you're just starting out, man, 2% a day, it might sound easy and, excuse me, man, not like a lot, but do your research, man. Do some due diligence. Before you just kind of toss it in there and kind of throw it around. I'm not one that's going to sit here and say, buy my course, I'll teach you how to do it, because I don't have a course, and a lot of those courses are complete crap. A lot of this is just time and patience and learning everything. Just like when you started at the ice cream place, I'm not saying that's a bad job, but did you know how to make a cone instantly? Did you know how to make all the concoctions that you have to make? Or did you have to study charts and repetition, make them over and over and over again before you actually got really good at it? This is no different. It's a job. It's something that you have to learn how to do, and you have to learn how to use all your tools correctly. So just keep that in mind. Well, Degness, I recommend that you use at least 3,000. So 5,000 is fine. You can put the whole amount in there. But what I'm saying is don't start off using too much. To me, I would say don't ever risk more, especially if you're just starting, especially if you're just coming from paper trading. Don't ever risk more than 1% of your account any given day. So if you have a set risk every single trade like I do per se, if you only want to trade once a day, do not lose more than $50 a day with a $5,000 account. But if you're trying to make 2%, you're trying to make 100. So that would mean you're probably risking at least 100, right? I don't know anyone who risks like 0.5 to make one. If they do, then they're awesome. But you have to kind of find that fine line of what you're willing to risk. And the thing is, you've been paper trading for 3 months. Well, I did the same thing for a little bit less time, but the emotions behind paper trading, there are none. So when you start risking your own money, everything becomes a lot different very quickly. So that's all I can say is just start. If you are going to do it and you put the real money in, I highly recommend trading with real money so that you can trade with the emotions. But start small. Start what you think you should start with. Say you think you should be starting with 500 shares. Cut that down by like 20%. Start with 100 shares, right? Do it. Just start small. That way you last, right? The whole point of the stock market and learning it is to last, so that when you finally do have some aha moments and you start to catch on to what's going on, you will still have money. That's that's the problem with a lot of people, is they throw that $5,000 in and they try to make 2% a day, and before you know it, they lose it and they never learned anything. And they just think that the stock market's a scam and it's gambling and all that stuff. It's all about lasting. It's all about figuring it out. It's all about repetition. So start small. That's all I can say. It's all the two things I always preach on my channel: risk management and consistency. So you have to find a strategy that's consistent. And you also, while you're finding that strategy that's consistent and profitable, obviously, you have to have risk management. Yeah, Thomas is a very good example of someone exactly in your position. I don't know if Thomas wants to tell the story, but I'm going to tell it for him, that he came in and he was trading huge size on paper, and he tried to trade the same size when he went to real money, and guess what? Doesn't work out that much. Like you get a reality check real quick that you trade much differently with your emotions when it's real money and not paper. Yeah, I looked at the daily on this one. I have them right next to it. There's a pretty big gap there, and it's in the gap fill. Like I said, I'm not looking for anything crazy, and you know me, I'm just looking for the quick move. I mean, hence, look at that cut. That was a beautiful cut. Where some people, trying to scale into something like this, they might still be in this trade. Let's see. How can you tell if MDGS has shares available? Oh yeah, we answered that one. Thank you, Thomas, for jumping in there. Since when are you playing these 20 mil float shorting front side? Scary stuff. Well, the thing is, with any stock now, I don't really have to worry about the float too much, right? Because look at that thing, open straight down. So that would have worked out. No, not quite. What was it at? 427? What did it open at? Oh yeah, we would have got filled there if we used, but we would have been using the 30-cent one, so it wouldn't have worked. Yeah, this is actually a 12 mil float, believe it or not. So, but the floats don't matter to me anymore because I have a set risk. So it's if you're scaling into these types of trades, it would matter. Because they can go against you really quickly, just like, as you're seeing. But this is clearly a pump, if you ask me. Like, this is getting pumped. Look at all the volume we're getting. And now you're getting the dump here. But yeah, the deer in headlights, yeah, that's definitely a thing. I've been there. I feel like everyone goes there. 3 things, balls. Wait, what? Let me catch up because I'm not trading this unless it goes high of day. Yeah, no trader makes 2% a day. That's 40% a month. Impossible. Yeah, it's definitely it's tough. Look at this thing, went right back to high of day. And this is the low float fun that you can get out of these. So far, so good on CMEG. Any discount codes under 250? No, not that I know of. For 250 a trade? I mean, I'm not sure, but I think there are some that are like per share, but I guess it depends on how many shares you're trading. Risk set 100 loss and walk away, depending on price of the stock as well. Agreed small. Yeah, definitely start small. Oh, 3 things you preach on the channel. Gotcha. Yeah, GDT's right. I want to get 35 viewers. GDT had an amazing stream the other morning. Was it this week? Yeah, it was like earlier this week. He had over 100 people watching him. That was awesome. I was glad to be a part of it. He actually did a giveaway because of it. So I'm kind of doing, man, look at this. I'm going to say it would have worked out in our favor, guys. And this is exactly what a pump and dump does. This is exactly what they do. They pump and then they dump. I'm going to say that there was a chat room or two involved in this because that's exactly how these things happen. They get propped up. Remember what I said as we were in the trade? It didn't feel right. It felt like the bid was being propped. It felt like it was being held up. And then what happens? You get the squeeze, right? You get the halt. They're trying to get people to buy in, push the price even higher. They realize it's not. And guess what? This is what happens. I'm just going to unload all my shares because obviously this thing's not going higher. It's that simple. These are pump and dumps. The low floats, this is why I used to not play them when I was scaling in, because if you do get in one and they just keep running it, you're screwed. Your account's gone. So, but now that I have set risk, it doesn't really bother me. It's a little unfortunate that we didn't get to trade it again because this looks like a beauty, but I'm not going to be too upset with it. I really wanted to trade it, but again, when it tried to halt that first time, I could tell it just didn't feel right? You could feel it was just being held up. And so you never know how long they're going to hold these things up. This thing, like Thomas said earlier, you look at the daily, this thing has room all the way up to the bottom of this candle is at 950. So it had all the way up to 950 to fill a gap. So I'm not really looking to mess with that. Low floats are mathematically different from high floats. Market cap and price don't matter, but float does. The lower the float, the easier it is to manipulate and eradicate people's edge. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing with low floats. People will see certain patterns on low floats, and the big money, they know that you see that pattern. So they will manipulate that stock to make it look like that's the pattern. So like say it looks like an ascending triangle, they will make that ascending triangle work, and then they will sell all of their shares into that breakout and then just drive it right back down. Like you see it happen all the time. The fake out breakouts on low float stocks are just phenomenal. It's pretty crazy. I mean, like this one is a little different because this one they were just trying to run. Once they realized it was done running, this is kind of like chat room runs into big money. Big money says, nah, we're going to stop here. And then they all just dump their shares, right? And then the big money starts to cover and make their money. And a lot of the big money is probably still holding this thing, right? They're looking for this thing to come all the way back down. But it's pretty interesting. The more you sit here, the more you see the same things over and over again, the more you start to realize what's going on. And like you said, or like I said, you know, if you just pulled this chart up and you saw this move, it would have been, obviously it would have worked out. But if you were watching it from where we were, you could feel what was happening. And obviously coming out of a halt with a low float stock, you never know what's going to happen. That's a 50-50 right there. My edge is manipulation. That's why I play them. Gotcha. B just made double Q. I feel it. Yeah, I mean, missed. He said missed bang. So that probably means like triple quota. That's because you closed your stream and we all went over to see him. Well, I told you guys to go see him. He was killing it. He only needed, he was at like 75, I think. And we were sitting at like right around where we are now, like 18, 20. And I said, hey, let's go try to get him to 100. And hey, we got there. I don't know. Obviously, it wasn't everyone from me, but I'm sure the influx of volume from our stream going to his stream, and then everyone, I guess, like the algorithm might throw it out to a few more people. So maybe that's, I don't know. Whatever, it worked, right? It worked. Hi, bud. What is this? Oh, is that a treble piece? You should go give that to Nona. Do you know where the board is? But all right, guys. Well, I think I'm gonna get out of here. Don't forget the Friday night live stream tonight, 10:30 Eastern. We're gonna get 35 viewers tonight. We're gonna do it. We're gonna give away those balls that GDT wants so badly. Maybe I'll drive them down and drop them off at the garage. And but that's all I have for you now. So I'll either see you tonight. If I don't see you tonight, have a great weekend, and I'll see you Monday morning. If I don't get to talk to you tonight, have a great weekend. I think I already said that, but I thought I was gonna say something else, but I don't have anything else to say. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.